Why, hello there, and welcome to Two Dudes on the Radio. And welcome to Two Dudes on the Radio.
No, it's you say.
No, Jada, all you had to say.
No, I'm pretty sure you say, I'm Edward, and I say, I'm Shaner, and then, oh wait, no, I was wrong. Where the world is crazy, but luckily, so are we.
My name's Eddie Boys.
And I'm Shaner. And I'm also sorry.
It's the last episode. We couldn't have gotten this right.
It's in character at this point. Who would we be if we didn't mess up the intro?
Oh, my heart. All right, well.
It's part of the show now.
I guess. I thought we had it, so I even waited. Okay, fine. I'll let it go. So, hi, everyone. Sorry about last week. My phone didn't want to behave.
Yeah, technology hates us.
This semester's been rough.
This is the beginning of the uprising, the robots.
It might be, actually.
Robots are suppressing our free speech. Calling it now. That's how it happens.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh no, your microphone just suddenly quit? Yeah, Robots.
That's
your
true,
phone
yeah.
is suppressing your free speech and you don't even know it.
Alright, well, welcome to the show, everyone. If you're not already, check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Because we
no
post
one's
things.
responding.
Actually, someone DM'd me today.
Whoa, what?
For a question. Or question.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
And it's a spicy one.
That person
Because
knows
I know
what
we're
they're
gonna.
doing.
They picked a question which they know we're gonna disagree with.
Oh,
so
perfect.
It's gonna be good. So, anyways, I'll say who it was later. But anyways, follow us on there so you can answer questions and feedback and whatnot.
It's fantastic. And you need to keep up for over the break when we put out some special stuff.
Exactly. We're gonna do. I think we've decided to do a special episode.
Oh,
One
yeah,
special.
definitely.
I don't know what we're doing, but we're gonna
We
do
could do
it.
at least maybe a couple even. If we could do a record. If we could record a
That's
phone
true.
call, we could just still do this. The only difference is
I don't know how to record a phone.
I do.
Oh, you do?
There's apps for that, yeah.
Okay.
I've done it several times for
Oh.
class.
Well, we could
here.
even get in person.
Oh,
Together
yeah,
in
that's
person.
right. I live
'Cause-
here.
Yeah, I was gonna say you live around
We
here.
both
So do
live
I. so,
Duh.
okay. So, anyways, look out for that. And when it does come up, and to re-listen to this episode, go on our YouTube page, where
Subscribe.
subscribe
What
to
do
the
YouTubers say? Subscribe and
Like-
hit the notification bell so you know when new content comes out.
Yeah.
Well, let's not stoop to that level. We're not.
Well, that and we've
We're not
recorded
stooping.
we've done 8 shows and you only have put up 4. I think this
Yeah,
would
but
be a
they've been
number
some,
5th.
good one. At least we got the second one up. That was one of our best, I think.
I think weirdly enough, our second show was our best one.
Yeah.
probably.
So we've got some of the good ones up. We lost a couple of the good ones, but you know what? That's okay.
That is okay. So, moving on, because we started a little late today. Our first segment is your questions, where we answer questions from you. Our one and only question, because I think this is a big enough one we can talk about for a while,
Oh, fantastic.
is from Thomas McKinney. He's the one that DM'd me on Instagram. Shout out to Thomas. Thank you
know
so
what
much.
you're doing. Be like Thomas.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. And I miss you, Thomas. I haven't seen you forever. He actually lives in Texas. He's a friend of mine.
Texas. Wow.
Yeah, he moved to Texas it was 8 years ago? It's not 8 years. It's 7 or 6 years ago.
Wow.
And we've kept up once in a while, and yeah, he listens to the show now and he loves it. So thank you.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so anyways, his question, how would you rank the Star Wars movies?
Oh. Oh, my.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, why you gotta do this?
No, hold on, before we start, we're going to rank them how we think, objectively they're good, or our personal preferences. How do we want to start?
See, to make this simple, the problem is
Okay.
there's 10 movies, including Rogue One.
It's 12. Because originally there was 9, and they added 3 more. And then if you want to count the spin-offs, Han Solo,
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Han
and,
Solo, yeah.
Rogue One.
Yeah, I forgot
That's
about
technically
Han Solo.
15.
No, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Rogue
10,
One, Han
11,
Solo.
12.
What 10, 11, and 12?
Oh, wait. I'm
The-
dumb.
the
I'm dumb. No,
prequels?
never mind. I'm dumb.
The
Yeah,
originals,
sorry.
the sequels.
No, you're
I was
right.
confused. I'm like, am I missing a whole saga here?
No, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm dumb.
Okay, wait, so there's
9
11.
plus the 2.
Yeah, we can count them.
So
in.
11.
So there's
Okay.
11. So I think what we should do. Well, see, do you think we can rank 11 films off the top of our head?
I mean, it's Star Wars. We literally... hold on. I can bring up the list in front of me.
Well, we know
and
the
can talk
list,
about it.
but are we gonna? It's like trying to rank the B movies in our list. I forget.
I wouldn't say that. I think the thing with these is that these are good film. overall good films, and like they're very popular.
Okay,
so
wait.
like,
Are we ranking them in a list, or are we ranking them going through and giving one like a 5 out of 10?
I think a list. So like our
Okay.
personal list of like 10 being the best, one
Okay.
being the worst, or vice versa. I
So
don't
let's
know,
go with subjective, because objective, there's a whole debate we could get into. We don't have time for that whole debate.
Yes.
I say we go with subjective.
our own. Okay.
So we should
We'll go
start with-
subjective, and then we'll start with go with objective if we
We'll
have
each
time.
go. We'll go with like.
Okay.
We'll go start with the worst. Each of us say our worst and why,
Okay.
and then we move up the list. Does that make sense? So
Okay,
like,
sounds good. We'll keep it going though, because we're gonna be here all day if we talk about all.
yeah. So we'll
12
start
films.
with
So-
worst, and this is a challenging one because I don't necessarily hate any of them. So I'm gonna have to go with which one I like the least, because I like all of them.
Okay.
Star Wars is Star Wars.
I know which one's my least favorite.
I'm gonna have to go with. I want to say the Phantom Menace. Just because it's not a bad Star Wars film,
Mm-hmm.
just compared to the other ones,
It's the
not
least
as fun.
exciting.
Yeah, it's the least exciting. It's not
All right.
as fun. It has Darth Maul, but that doesn't save it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. All right, so
So number
this
12, rounding out
we're
the
going
bottom.
to start with you, and we're not going to flip flop. Actually, that's a better idea.
I
Let's
thought
just
you
do.
said you agree. Oh wait, you don't put number.
No,
you don't-
I can agree with your decision.
Oh, okay,
Sorry, that's
I
what I
see.
was saying.
Okay, so bottom of my list, rounding out
yeah.
the list,
We'll-
Phantom Menace.
We'll start with you. We'll do yours, then we'll do mine. And then
So are we
we'll
flopping back and forth, or just going up straight up the list?
just do your entire
Okay.
list, and then we'll do mine. So
So I'm gonna
Phantom
go
Menace.
with the Phantom Menace at the bottom.
Fair enough. I can
Again, I don't hate any of these movies. I'm just putting it there because it's the least exciting.
Okay.
So then I got to go with The Force Awakens, only because when
Really?
when I first saw it in theaters, it's not bad. I'm not a sequel hater. I like the sequels personally. They had a lot of good moments,
Okay.
but I feel like out of all of them, The Force Awakens it didn't have that much to offer. It introduced us to our characters, but that made it kind of a slower film. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Phantom Menace, Force Awakens.
Okay.
And then everybody's controversial choice. I'm gonna put The Last Jedi above that because when I first saw
Okay.
The Last Jedi, I had no love for it. It was a
Yeah.
bad film. But
Bad
then
film.
as I watched it more, I grew to kind of like it. It's not perfect, but it's not terrible. So I'll put it there.
Okay.
And then I gotta go with. See, my list is gonna be controversial because I'm gonna have to go above that. Probably Empire Strikes Back.
All right.
Because
Okay.
it's another one of those cases of I don't hate it, but compared to the other ones, it's just not as good. It is
So-
widely regarded to be one of the best, but I just don't see it.
Well, the way I view it is The Empire Strikes Back is like the Order of the Phoenix to Harry Potter.
Mhm.
It's that one book that like it needed to happen,
Yeah.
but like no one likes it,
That's fair.
even though it's still good.
So then
So
I'm gonna go with. Ooh, this is getting down to some good stuff. I'm gonna go.
bro, we only had like number 4.
I
You've
know,
listed 4
but
films.
all
You
the
still
rest of the
got, like-
films are good.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with probably Return of the Jedi because again,
Interesting. Okay.
compared to the rest, its visual effects kind of lack. Now, don't get me wrong. For its time, George Lucas was a visionary and he did really good.
Right.
But compared to like all the rest of the films, its effects are lacking and it's just okay.
Okay.
So then above that, I'm gonna put probably Solo. Again, not
Okay.
a bad film. I love Solo. Just compared to the others,
Okay. All
it's
right.
not as good. Then, actually, I take that back. Attack of the Clones, which is higher up on the list purely for nostalgia and for
Yeah.
everything from the arena onward.
Just the arena.
Just the arena.
Yeah. Just the arena and onward. Yeah.
And then, yeah, everything up to the Count Dooku fight. So that's why I put it there. Then Solo, for the reasons I said.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna go with. See, this is so hard. I'm gonna put Revenge of the Sith next, and only because
You're telling me Revenge of the Sith is over Return of the Jedi?
yes, again,
Wow,
that's a lot.
okay.
There's a lot of nostalgia there, but come on, the Anakin Obi-Wan fight, the the Count Dooku fight in the beginning. It had the most lightsaber battles, and all of them were fantastic. General Grievous, one of my personal favorites. The forearm spinning maneuver,
true. Yeah.
the fight on Mustafar, all good. Then, I'm putting it below the rest of the films. What do I have left? I have Rogue One. And
let's see. You've not listed Rise of Skywalker. You've not listed Rogue One.
And A New Hope. Those are my last three.
And A New Hope, yes.
Okay, so next I'm going to put A New Hope, and it's high on the list because it's just classic Star Wars. It's the one that started it all, and you just get a feeling watching it. Like, I can imagine what it was like, when it first came out, but you just, even now, you get a feeling just watching it. Like, it's the classic Star Wars feel. Then I'm going to put The Rise of Skywalker, because that was my first Star Wars movie I saw in theaters that really...
Oh, in theaters, okay.
Yeah, that really made me nostalgic. Like, the music cues, seeing Billy D. Williams back. Because when I went to see The Force Awakens, it didn't, hit me in the gut nostalgia-wise like I was hoping it should.
Okay.
But when I saw Rise of Skywalker, it did it for me, the scene where he popped, and spoiler alert, I guess, if you haven't seen Rise of Skywalker by now.
Yeah.
But the scene where he flies up and all the ships suddenly zoom down in, that shot with the music and everything, I could watch just that scene on repeat and be happy. And it added a lot of lore, and it had the return of one of my favorite Star Wars villains besides Grievous, and that's not Dooku. I keep saying Dooku. Sidious. My favorite, he returned, I was happy, the trailer was fantastic. And then... Wow, I can't believe I'm putting Rogue One at the top. But it's just a good film. Through and through. It had good characters, good lines, good action, and it didn't need to rely... it was a Star Wars film, but it was a whole new genre of Star Wars film that didn't need to rely on Jedi and the Force. I mean, it mentioned it, but it didn't need to rely on it. It was just its own thing, but it still somehow kept that Star Wars vibe. And I'm sure I've angered a lot of Star Wars people, but guess what? That's my opinion, so fight me.
I don't think we can be friends
Mic
after
drop.
this. I don't think we can be friends after this.
Good thing it's our last show. We saved the best for last.
boy.
Now hit us with your opinions while I make faces at you.
Okay. Oh, sorry, your list hurt me a lot.
I would rearrange
hurt
it in
me.
retrospect. I can't believe... I got to the end and went, wait a minute, Rogue One's on top. But you know what? I'm going to leave it there.
Well, what would you have changed? Would you switch Rogue One with something else?
I would probably... See, I want to put Revenge of the Sith on the top, because Revenge of the Sith is so good. But unlike Rogue One, Revenge of the Sith had its lulls, if you will.
Okay.
Like every prequel film did. It's like, action, 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 dinner scene. Action, 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 sitting on the couch flirting. It had its lulls. But
you mean Attack of the Clones?
I just mean the prequels in general.
Oh, okay,
I was drawing examples from Attack of the Clones because that's where it's most prevalent.
Gotcha, okay.
But yeah, I would probably put Revenge of the Sith fighting for top place with Rogue One.
Okay.
Those are my choices. Now, you make your list, and I'll make faces at you.
Okay.
Because I probably disagree.
You're not going to like my list if that's what your
probably
list
not.
is.
We've had this
I got to
discussion
speed through this,
before.
though, because, we don't have much time.
4 minutes. You could do it.
I mean, yeah.
And we
Okay,
can-
it's
we
fine.
can
My
eat into
segment's a
other
bit
time.
on the shorter side,
Yeah,
so
we
it'll
can
work
eat
out.
into
Okay,
it.
so...
Doesn't matter. It's our show. We make
I'm not going to lie,
rules.
the bottom for me is a bit challenging, but... Yeah, I'm going to put The Last Jedi on the bottom. I absolutely hated that film.
Really?
It broke
You're gonna
so
put
many...
The Last Jedi over The Phantom Menace? Don't get me wrong. Again, I'm not a prequel hater. I love all
What
the
are you
Star Wars
talking about? I'm
movies.
saying Phantom Menace is better than The Last Jedi.
How?
Last Jedi sucks. I hate Last Jedi.
It had so many memorable scenes.
It did, but they all were just wrong. Luke
What rules
Luke
did it
Skywalker just dying that way he did? No way!
Yes, I disagree with the way Luke
No
Skywalker
way.
died, but it was also very much a Yoda and Obi-Wan moment.
Mr. Finn, he was so great. He was upcoming the first one, and this next one in the eventually Rise of the Skywalker, he just sucks. He's just an emotional mess, and it wasn't
But he
fun to
still
watch.
does stuff.
He did. It's not the fact that he did stuff. It's just his character. It hurt.
It
to
kind
watch
of took
it.
a dip. I'll give you that.
All
But
right,
what
all right,
Star
all
Wars
right.
character hasn't taken a dip?
All right. After Last Jedi is Rise of Skywalker. The only reason why Skywalker is above Last Jedi is because Skywalker had to correct things from Last Jedi, which some of it did, but it couldn't do everything. And so I had to tip my hat to J.J. Abrams. He tried with what he did, but like it
I
was
think
still
the word you're looking for is succeeded.
no. Listen, the last Rise of Skywalker. Someone else said this. Have you ever watched the Angry Joe show on
No,
YouTube?
it sounds familiar, and I feel like we've talked about
Okay,
this
well, he's a
before.
YouTuber. I don't want to go into, but I watched a film, they did a review of it. They absolutely hated it. And
Shocker.
the point, I don't agree with all the points they made, but the one thing that really held with me is the fact that Disney tried to make it too much like a Marvel film, when that's not the point of Star Wars. Star Wars is not like super powerful Jedi running around the galaxy chopping planets apart. Like, that's not the point.
Have you seen the Star Wars films? Literally every other Star Wars film is super powerful Jedi running around the galaxy, chopping things apart.
Not enough to like stop a former. So I'm not going to start this. I don't want to start this debate between the power levels of Kylo Ren and Rey. I'm not going to start that in training. I don't want to get into it, but like, I just have issues with it. So Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, and then I'm going to put. See, this is where nostalgia and like objectively good hurts, because like films I know are bad, but like there's certain parts that are just like
I swear, if you somehow put The Phantom Menace above all of the sequels,
No, I think I'm gonna go with Phantom Menace next,
okay, good.
because like I don't like. We've had this. I don't like Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon Jinn. I like Qui-Gon
That's where
Jinn.
we draw a little
But like, I
line.
did not like Liam Neeson
Liam
as
Neeson
Qui-Gon
is a
Jinn.
national
He wasn't
treasure.
well, he is. He's a great actor, and I just didn't like him as the role. Personal for me,
That's fair.
you can argue.
but, no.
And it was just a very political movie and somewhat slow.
That's fair.
It wasn't a horrible film. It wasn't horrible. It's just
Yeah, I agree with you.
out of the rest of these movies, I feel like it was just underwhelming compared to the rest. So
I can see that.
next one. Oh gosh. Oh jeez. All right. I feel like I have to go with. See, nostalgia and like
The
what I
movie
think.
you're looking for is The Force Awakens.
Force Awakens does not belong there. I'm debating. I don't know. I've debated between this list for a while. Like, I don't really have a set list because it changes for me every single time I watch these movies.
That's
so like
fair.
things change. See, Attack of the Clones, I want to put that here, but like there's too much nostalgia for me to put it there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to put Revenge of the Sith here. I know.
Okay.
It's just no, because see now I'm second guessing myself. I don't know
Maybe
what
that's just
I.
my nostalgia.
Here's the
glasses.
thing, and here's the thing. I grew up with watching it too. There's something I don't like about that movie. I don't know what it is.
Is it the child murder?
Well, I mean that's not nice, but like maybe it's because it's like just a really.
That's it. That's
Evil
the quote of the
wins.
day. Child murder is not nice.
Maybe it's because. Maybe it's because of the bad guys winning in the. I don't know.
That's the
It's
point.
just
It has
no.
to
You're
set
right.
up-
That is the point.
It has to set up a New Hope in a believable way.
I mean, some would argue about that, but okay.
I wouldn't say the bad guys win; they just don't lose. Nobody loses in that film,
Obi-Wan
except for all the
Kenobi's
Jedi that died.
Obi-Wan Kenobi's scowl in this movie poster is looking at me disapprovingly, and I can't stand it. Okay, fine, I won't put Revenge of the Sith there. I'm sorry.
Good.
Instead, I will put Solo.
Okay, that's fair.
Because Solo was, I don't know, Solo was just eh. It was kind of cool, but whatever.
It was meh. I'll give you that.
And then I'm going to put Rogue One. Now,
Wow.
granted, I've only seen it once.
Wow.
And I didn't dislike it, but I also wasn't like a huge fan, so I don't know. If I watch it again, it might go higher.
I
It definitely
hope
won't
so.
go lower, but it
was
might go
a
higher.
fantastic
So we'll
film,
see.
And it had Darth Vader.
I think next we're gonna put Revenge of the Sith. It leaves a bad feeling in my stomach every single time I watch it. Though I guess that's the point of the film.
You see this pumpkin?
Yes, I see the pumpkin.
He's staring at you disapprovingly.
It's my list. I can do what I want.
That's fair, but you know.
Okay. All right. Then I'm gonna put Force Awakens.
There you go. I mean, it should be above or below Revenge of the Sith.
I don't know.
but
Force Awakens was such an exciting time. It was a new Star Wars film. There's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff that like. It was just so exciting, and like there were some things wrong, but it was just
Force Awakens is where
so
I felt the
great.
Disney influence the most.
Really?
Yeah.
I felt the most in Rise of Skywalker.
I could see that, but I feel like it was so heavily marketed. It was like,
Well, it's a new Star Wars film. Like, how are you not supposed to market that?
okay, it's like when they marketed Frozen. You know, like there was just so much, especially with.
Well, hold on.
Rey.
No one expected that to be a big bang. They that was like after marketing. Like once that
Do you
came
know how
out,
much
they didn't expect that to
merchandise
happen.
was out for that stuff? Like
After the fact that it became
everyone
popular.
wanted to be Rey. Now, don't get me wrong. Female representation is great. But, you know, when Rogue One came out, you know how many little girls went around dressed as Jyn? A very small number. But the second Disney picked up The Force Awakens and made your I'm a girl and I'm a powerful character, not that there's anything wrong with that, but besides the point, then all of a sudden, every girl that ever existed who didn't even know what Star Wars was and suddenly became a Star Wars fan, good for them, suddenly wanted to be Rey. Disney just pumped out the marketing.
But that's what you do with marketing, though. You gotta separate the marketing from the film. Like that's totally different.
I'm not putting marketing with. I'm putting the marketing with Disney, which is with the film. Disney's the connector point here.
I mean, true, yeah.
Like even Rise of Skywalker, there wasn't that much marketing for it. Like there was marketing, don't get me wrong, but compared to when The Force Awakens came out and Disney hopped on the same way that they hopped on little girls who wanted to be Elsa, I'm really hitting on young girls wanting to be Rey, which again, there's no problem with that, but it's just the fact that Disney pushed that so hard.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't even, I don't think, that much influence for Princess Leia when the original Star Wars came out. Like
Again, no one knew that was gonna be a hit. Like no one knew.
By the time Empire
Different
Strikes
circumstances.
Back
You
and
can
Return of the
compare
Jedi came out, they knew. But again, there's a huge
different time though. It's just completely. You can't compare the marketing of each movie to each other. Completely different
I'm
times.
comparing the fact that when
different
Disney
situations.
owned them was different. But
Well,
you
yeah,
only
it's
saw
Disney.
that for The Force Awakens. Like there was still a good push for Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, but when The Force Awakens came out, Disney really just went into juggernaut
All right.
advertising mode in a way that bugs me.
All right. Fine. Be that way.
I will.
All right.
It's my
So
show.
next one. So
Your show,
that
our
was Force
show.
Awakens. Now I'm gonna say Attack of the Clones.
Okay.
As much as it's the most nostalgic movie for me personally, I can't ignore that it just has bad parts.
Yeah,
I can't ignore
it
that.
Definitely does.
So
you cannot ignore that.
if you would have asked me like 10 years ago, I would have put it above New Hope.
Whoa, above New Hope.
Yes.
That's
Again, this is my
impressive.
personal list. I'm not saying like objectively
right,
good
of course.
movies or not. Personally, nostalgia, I would put it above New Hope. Maybe my number one movie, Star Wars movie.
That nostalgic, kind of like. don't
Well,
get me wrong,
actually, that's
I
not true. That's a lie.
have, like. Don't get me wrong, I have nostalgic feelings for
Yeah.
that movie, but wow,
Yeah. All right. So that leaves the original three.
the original three made it in
Which-
the top three, which I can respect.
Yeah, I understand like people like not.
Now I'm gonna
Having
try
a
to guess
mixture?
your top three.
Go ahead. Go for it.
I'm gonna say your ranking goes from like worst to best.
Okay.
Return of the Jedi. Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
A New Hope. Return of the Jedi.
Close.
Oh.
New Hope. Empire Strikes Back. Return of the Jedi.
Really?
Yes.
So just in reverse.
Just yeah. Well, in order of how they came out. So New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi.
Well, that is.
It's just
a
so like
shock.
with like New Hope, it's almost kind of.
I get
the-
nostalgia watching A New Hope, even though I wasn't.
No. See, here's the
alive when
thing.
it was-
I'm tired of seeing it. That's my issue because I've seen like so many like stuff
like it's one of those
evolving
timeless
it
movies.
because it is a timeless movie, but I've just seen it so much and I'm just tired of it.
I feel like I can't get tired of A New Hope. Like,
And it just
I don't know
feels
why.
it's like basic Star Wars, which is fine, but like I don't know, I've just seen it so much. I've not just the movie, just like it in other places. I'm just tired
That's
of
fair.
it. Empire Strikes Back, great movie. Return of the Jedi, all time my favorite all time Star Wars movie.
Wow.
And I know
It's Jabba the Hutt, isn't it? He's the reason it's your top favorite. It's because
no,
of
it's
Jabba
later
the
than
Hutt.
Bikini. Let's all be real.
I don't know, man. Jabba the Hutt. Have you seen Jabba the Hutt?
I have actually.
Come on.
Thick boy with 5 C's.
Yeah, there you go. Like, he'd be so popular today.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, back to your spot.
Okay, so those are spotting. I feel like I need to write those down. I don't know.
At
I'm not
some
going to go
point
back
we
over
will.
them because I've forgotten the order.
Yeah, we'll write it down at some point.
And we need to move on. So, student of the week, by the way, is Dylan Cleland. Good job, Dylan.
Good job. You know what you did.
You do what you did. Actually, he has COVID right now, so pray for your boy.
Yeah, okay. You know what you didn't do. Now that sounds accusing. Like you've got COVID. You know what you did.
No.
We don't know what you did.
We don't know what you did. Anyways, So our next segment, Hole in the Wall. We're going to talk about business.
Yeah,
This one's a
business.
very light one. A very light one.
Well, that's
So,
good.
Shayner,
because
how
we
much-
ate up about half an hour
I
with that
know,
Star
we
Wars
spent
thing.
so much.
We can make a whole show about that.
It's a good question, Thomas. We could spend a whole show on that, actually.
We
Maybe
could do-
we should.
Dude, that's what we could do over break. We go through and we review each Star Wars movie as a small segment.
We could have like a whole whiteboard, conspiracy theorist, like ties and everything.
Dude, that's what
And
we're
we can
gonna
do. We can decide. Okay, that's a good idea. All right,
We'll talk about that
there we
later.
go. We'll talk about that later. So, how do you feel about pizza, Shaner?
I mean, I love pizza. Who
How do-
doesn't?
That's good.
I used to not like pizza.
You know, my brother used to not like pizza because
I
he
used to
didn't
hate
really
it.
like sauce and he didn't like
Yeah.
the cheese with the sauce. It was weird. He's
Pizza
changed
and
now.
hot dogs. I used to hate them.
I still, I don't know. Hot dogs just like
Has to be the right hot dog.
no. I mean, I'll eat it, but like, there's just so many better things than hot dogs,
Yeah.
and like,
Oh, yeah.
I can't get out of the mind what they put in those things.
Well, yeah, it depends on what hot dog you're eating.
True. Anyways,
Anyways,
how do you feel about ice cream cones?
I do like ice cream cones.
Okay.
They're one of the best parts of ice cream.
Now, how do you feel about a cone-shaped pizza?
You've got my attention.
Well,
Though I feel like that'd be a really weird delivery system for a pizza.
well, it's not as weird as it thinks, because Chink's Grab and Go and Chank, just want to be clear, and that's what I said.
I was gonna
Chanks.
say that sounded a lot like a slur.
No, Chank's. It's from the Italian family's name, Cincolini. Cincolini. All right, so it's Italian.
I'm still trying to wrap my head
Alright.
around the cone part.
So, it's okay. So think of an ice cream cone. Okay, same size,
Uh-huh.
except the cone is made out of pizza dough,
Yeah.
so it's a little thicker.
Okay.
And then inside, you just put the sauce, cheese, and whatever else you want.
Okay, so now you've
Toppings.
lost me.
Okay, how have I lost you?
Because that just seems like what's going to be a mess. Like, the reason ice cream works in a cone,
Okay.
even soft serve, is because it remains somewhat solid. Sauce...
Well, it doesn't come up here. I'll show you a picture. It's
Oh.
yeah. So
Okay.
nothing actually comes above the rim of the cone. It all stays inside the rim
Yeah,
of the
but
cone. It's
if
not
you
like
bite off
mounting
a
at
piece
all.
of the cone, it's gonna, like, flow into your mouth and burn your body like...
This is pizza cones, not pizza rolls.
Yeah, but is the sauce still a liquid?
I mean,
By
yes.
nature, it is a sauce.
It's a bit thicker because they claim if you hold it upside down, it won't fall out, and they have pictures of that happening. Of that.
Yeah, but that's because
So-
there's cheese on top.
Well, that is
Sure,
this
if I
is
put
true,
a
but-
lid in a bottle, it wouldn't spill out when I turn it upside down. But the second I remove that lid or bite off a chunk of the bottle, all
Okay.
that liquid's gonna flow out into my mouth.
Okay, all right, fine. Anyways, Trink's Grab and Go pizza cones. All right, so it's by the Cincolini family, and the headquarters are in Millville, New Jersey.
New Jersey?
Did I ever tell you I was from New Jersey?
You haven't.
Yeah, so I lived there for 8 years, and then I moved to PA.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What a fun fact. I did not know that.
Let me rephrase.
That
I lived
sounded
there until
sarcastic.
8.
I
lived-
actually did not know that.
I lived there until age 8, and then I moved to Pennsylvania.
That's cool.
So, I'm technically born in New Jersey, but raised Pennsylvanian. I consider myself
How
a
is New
Pennsylvanian.
Jersey?
That's
It
a whole
seems
di-
like
that,
New York's kind of like weird cousin.
That's a whole different conversation.
fair.
New Jersey's like the ugly brother of Philadelphia and New York. There's like everything bad about those two cities shoved together. It's bad.
All right.
I don't like it. Moving on though. So, this is a quote. Our main goal is to revolutionize the market's perception of a quote-unquote cone and its potential value as a handheld snack in the food industry. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. And they're overall... Why are you messing with tape? You're messing with the
don't
audio.
know. Okay, fine. I'll put the tape down.
Put the tape... You're making noise, man.
Pizza cones. Yet you're making noise talking about pizza cones.
You know what?
We're all making noise.
You know
Pizza
what?
cones.
Fine, Sheener. Does that make you happy? We're all making noise now.
Yes, that does make me happy.
Okay, I'm glad we're happy.
Pizza cones do not make me happy, but let's continue.
Anyways, so their mission, part of the mission is to provide healthier to-go foods. Which I don't know how you're going to do that with pizza cones.
I was gonna
but
say,
alright.
like, just shoving it in the shape of a cone doesn't make it healthier. Like,
Well, I think it's like healthier ingredients. So instead of like... Well, it's pizza, so I don't know.
no one eats pizza for healthy ingredients, and if you do,
Yeah.
you're kidding yourself. It's a pizza.
So they actually have this cool graphic before we get into the...
They have a graphic?
Well, sort of. It's the
Is it like
evolution...
an X-ray of a pizza cone? Like, what's inside? 'Cause
well-
I'm curious.
Someone actually... Well, there's that too. But that's different. It's the evolution of handheld foods in America. Alright, so in 1815, the sandwich came about. In 1900, the burger came about. 1950, The Stromboli.
What separates a burger from a sandwich?
The burger. The actual burger patty.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be on bread to be a burger.
What?
The burger is just a burger patty. What separates it from being a burger sandwich? Like, they specifically...
I would consider a burger a sandwich.
So then,
It's
why
just a
would
type
you
of
separate
sandwich.
it from sandwich?
I don't know.
At this point, we could go through
they
and say,
just
like,
have it
this is when
separated.
the Monte Cristo was invented. This is when the BLT was invented. I don't know. Just seems like a weird distinction.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Anyways.
I just know that
Stromboli.
it's separated here. Anyways, 1950, the Stromboli. 1982, the wrap.
That was a good year. I love a good rap. Wraps
You
are...
weren't born in 1982.
What? I'm just saying, it was a good year for
I
the
see
world.
what you... Okay, I
Okay,
see.
sorry. That sounded like I was alive back then.
I was going to say,
wasn't.
like, what are you talking...
You can't prove anything. But just as a whole, that seems like a good year. If the wraps were invented then, I'm sold. I love wraps.
All right. 1983, the Hot Pocket.
Now that's another
good
good year.
year.
I love a Hot Pocket.
And then 2019, the Cone.
Meaning the pizza cone? 'Cause
Yes,
I'm
the
pretty
pizza
sure
cone.
the ice cream cone was invented long before 2019.
No, the pizza cone. It just says here the Cone, but it's clearly their pizza
I'm
cone.
still questioning their system, but I'm...
All right, well, let's go over their products. Maybe that'll quell your... So when you cut it in half, I won't show a picture because obviously this is radio. When you cut it in half, it's just like, it's a sauce and then like a layer of cheese and then whatever toppings you want on top. Very simple.
That's a dumb way to do that.
It's a cone. How else would you do it? The whole point is
Mix
putting
it all. Give me like a mixture of sauce, cheese, and toppings all the way down. Otherwise, I'm gonna get a bite of toppings, a bite of cheese, and a bite of sauce. Again, the reason ice cream works
This
is
is
because
true.
it's consistent all the way through. I know if I bite the bottom off the cone, I'm gonna get the same ice cream that's on the top, unless I specifically asked them to put different ice cream in the cone.
Are you a fan of different ice cream in a cone?
No, I've never tried it. Why would you? If you know you like an ice cream, just get that ice
I mean,
cream.
that's kind of how I am. I don't like my ice
Get the
creams
ice
mixing. I don't want a combination of peanut butter and mint. Well,
Yeah,
that's usually
no,
not a bad
no,
combination.
no.
But there's worse
Peanut butter
combinations.
and mint is a terrible thing. No one should ever try it.
Did you know there's a what kind of there's an ice cream shop behind, like near my home, home.
5 kids. Oh wait, not 5 kids.
No, my home, where I grew up. Not in New Jersey, in Pennsylvania. Oh my gosh. Okay.
You are confusing.
Back
man.
in Eastern PA, where I used to live, there's a Long Acres. It was called Love Long Acres, but they have like this rum and raisin ice cream. It's very interesting. I personally never tried it because I don't like raisins.
I like raisins.
So,
Huh, sounds
just
good.
interesting ice cream. Anyways, off topic.
But
so,
anyways,
it's an
mix-
interesting point. It's an interesting
Mix
point.
everything together,
Right.
and that would solve your sauce problem because the cheese would kind of like
Mhm.
melt into the sauce and make it more of a melty solid than a gooey liquid.
What if it's hot? It's gonna be like not runny, but more movable. If you know what I mean.
Either way, okay, you're either going to get a solid layer of liquid sauce burning your mouth, or a liquid layer of sauce burning your mouth, or a less liquefied layer of cheese and sauce that might still burn your mouth, but at least you're
Okay.
getting cheese.
All
Either
right.
way, you're going to burn your mouth. Get some cheese in there.
All right, you gotta move closer to the mic. Sorry, the levels are really low. Don't eat it. Gosh, what's wrong with you? It's
Many
not a
things.
cone. It's not a pizza cone, Shaner.
I don't want to eat a pizza cone. It's stupid.
All right, so here are the different, I guess flavors you want to call them. Very simple: cheese pizza,
Uh-huh.
pepperoni pizza, Philly cheesesteak, which I'm
That
going to
sounds good.
assume is it's entirely. It's not like a Philly cheesesteak pizza. It's just Philly cheesesteak. So I'm going to assume that one's all mixed up.
Okay, that makes sense.
Buffalo chicken,
Mm.
bacon, egg, and cheese.
Now that sounds good.
So those are all of them that I have. All right. Does that help you feel better about this at all? No.
It's
Okay.
still dumb. Pizza wraps would be a great idea. You take the pizza dough and you make a big layer, and you're just making a pizza, and then you roll it up like a burrito. Boom. Easier
That's
to
what a
eat.
hot pocket is.
Easy. No, it's not.
I guess you're not doing it with a wrap. I don't know how I feel about a wrap pizza.
You
I don't
just
think
take
I like
a
that
pizza,
idea.
like the solid circle pizza, and you just start rolling it up like a pinwheel. And before you know it,
I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
you've got a tube,
I don't know what that is, but I know it's a
You've
thing.
got a tube of pizza with layers of dough, sauce, cheese, toppings, dough, sauce, cheese, toppings. And you just eat it like a wrap.
I'm pretty sure that's a thing, except you like cut it up so it's like circular. I forget what it's called, but I've seen it.
Yeah, it's called a
before.
pinwheel. But I'm talking about not slicing it up.
Okay, all right.
And just eating it like a burrito.
It's not
That
a
would
bad
be
idea.
the ultimate pizza delivery system.
All right. Anyways, so they're gonna have sweet snacks coming soon.
See, that could work.
Because it's a cone, no duh.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Pizza wraps are a far better delivery system, and if you're out there and you're listening to this and you work for this company, give them my ideas. Pizza wraps. It's a thing now.
All right. So this company, they do catering, ordering online, food truck requests, locations, and stadiums, mostly on the East Coast. So they don't have like a physical place you can go into, so you can like buy the product, ask for catering, or just go to a sports game.
Who would ask to be catered by this? Like, besides the fact it's a terrible product, who goes like, man, you know what this wedding's missing? Pizza cones.
Cones.
It sounds like a really bad commercial from the 90s. Whoa, man, you know what your pool party's missing?
Pizza cones.
Yeah. That harmony was fantastic.
That was
We
really
rocked
good.
that.
Yeah. High five. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways,
Radical.
you can buy them yourself. So you can buy them online in boxes of 6, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, to be honest.
Like, do they come frozen? You have to heat them
Yes.
up? Or do they just come, like, hot and ready somehow?
No, I think they come frozen.
Like, if you lived local, maybe, but if you just showed up like a hot steaming box of pizza cones.
No, or you can just buy like a box, which is 7 6-pack boxes, if that makes sense. So they come.
Alternatively,
Okay,
you just make
alternatively.
your own.
You could actually. I'm a
It
fan of
wouldn't-
homemade pizza. That's the best pizza.
It wouldn't be that hard, I don't think. You're just literally taking the pizza dough, putting it in a cone mold, which you could honestly make yourself if you were a bit DIY, and then
Yeah.
just fill it with your favorite toppings, and, you know, you could improve on the form factor. What
How
you
so?
could do. Okay. Hear me
We don't
out.
have much time, so like keep it going.
We've got 20. Well, yeah, we still
Because we got
stuff
2
to
more
do.
segments.
Shoot,
so.
that's right. Okay, hear me out. You make the dough. You spread the cheese on top of it.
Okay.
You bake it just enough so that the cheese melts on
Okay.
the dough. Then
Okay.
you put it inside the cone. Then you fill it with toppings, and then you pour the sauce over that so it intersperses amongst the toppings.
All right.
That way there's no one giant puddle of sauce. There is a pile. It's filled with, like, let's say sausage is the best example coming to mind right now.
Okay.
And then the sauce interworks itself among the sausages, so that way you get little bites of sauce without getting it pouring in your mouth, burning your lips off. And the cheese is already there on the outside, keeping things from getting too moist.
It's a good idea. I like it.
Pizza cones, if you're listening, have the idea. Do it.
All right.
Save your business.
Now, do you like this better or worse than the mushroom coffee?
Better, of course, because there's
Yeah.
at least still a chance I'll enjoy it.
Fair enough. Okay. So, on to our next segment. The Bible. Spark Notes version.
Now this week, I've got a classic story for you, because honestly, I am running out of weird Bible stories.
What? It's like, how many pages? How can you be running out? All you have to do is, like, look in Revelation. Bam, there you go.
The Bible is a big book, but most of the stories, they're unique, but they're not weird.
Fair enough.
Like,
Okay.
but this time we got a classic story which we haven't been avoiding talking about.
Okay.
Balaam's donkey.
Oh, yeah. Balaam's talking.
Now, everyone knows the story of the talking donkey, but we need to examine just how weird it really is.
Yeah.
I mean, so backstory, there's a lot of political stuff going on here with kings and curses and Balaam, who's like a prophet, and Balaam works for God, and basically Balaam's going to go back to this evil king, and God says, don't do it, man. And Balaam says, I'm going to do it. They paid me money. Something like that. That's not the important part of the story. So we're going to start with verse 22 of Numbers 22. And we are reading the NASB edition
Aw, thanks, Shane.
from 1995.
Whoa!
Oh, sneaky on you. I don't
Okay.
know why it's there. I used it for something and then never changed it.
Okay.
Now it says, but God was angry because he was going, meaning Balaam was going back to the king, whose name was Balak. Kind of the same.
Okay.
And the angel of the Lord took his stand in the way as an adversary against him. Now he, Balaam, was riding on his donkey, and his 2 servants were with him. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his sword drawn in the hand, the donkey turned off from the way and went into the field. But Balaam struck the donkey to turn her back into the way. Then the angel of the Lord stood in the narrow path of vineyards with a wall on either side. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she pressed herself to the wall and pressed Balaam's foot against the wall. So he struck her again. The angel of the Lord went further and stood in a narrow place, where there was no way to turn to the right or the left. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she lay down under Balaam. So Balaam was angry and struck the donkey with his stick. And the Lord opened the mouth of the donkey, and she said to Balaam, meaning the donkey said to Balaam, "What have I done to you, that you have struck me these 3 times? Then Balaam said to the donkey, "Because you have made a mockery of me. If there had been a sword in my hand, I would have killed you by now." The donkey said to Balaam, "Am I not your donkey, on which you have ridden all your life to this day? Have I ever been accustomed to do so to you?" And he said, "No." And then the Lord allows Balaam to see the angel. And that's the end of the weird part of the story. Okay, so the main thing we need to talk about here is too often, I think, people hate on Balaam. But let's look at the story through Balaam's eyes. We always look at it through everyone else's eyes.
Right.
Let's look at it through Balaam's eyes, okay? Now, I'm not going to call him completely innocent, because he was in direct violation of what the Lord told him to do.
Right.
Not a good thing.
Never.
If there's one thing you can take from the Bible, if the Lord tells you to do something, you're going to
Just
do
do
it.
it. Just do it.
I mean, look at Jonah. Look at Job.
Look at Peter.
I mean, if the Lord says, do this, just do it. It may be hard, but you know what? You're going to avoid, a donkey talking to you, which isn't a good thing.
Apparently.
But again, so let's look at this through Balaam's perspective. He's just walking along on his donkey with his servants. A normal day, and all of a sudden his donkey just veers off into the field. Because remember, Balaam can't see the angel. Only the donkey can see the angel.
Right.
And up until the Lord opens the donkey's mouth, there's no way the donkey can communicate this.
Right.
But it's afraid. Duh, who wouldn't be? I mean, have you ever seen an angel with a flaming sword? I'd be a bit scared too. So the donkey just suddenly veers off the path into the field. Now, Balaam's a bit mad. I would be too. If I was driving along in my car and it all of a sudden swerved into a cornfield, I'd be a bit ticked off as well.
Yeah.
So then, they're in the vineyard, and Balaam tries to get it back to the path, and the angel comes again. And of course, the donkey backs up against the wall. It doesn't want to be near an angel with a sword. Who would be?
Right. Okay.
And Balaam gets angry again. Duh. I mean, again.
Also, it smashed his foot against the wall.
Yeah.
That's painful.
Like, that hurts, and yet he sees no reason for it.
Right.
Like, if he had seen the angel the whole time and still berated the donkey, yeah, he'd seem like a worse guy. But he has no idea what's going on. So he hits the donkey, and he's like, "Get moving, come on. What's wrong with you?"
Mm-hmm.
And the angel appears again, and there's nowhere for the donkey to go. So it just lays down. I mean, what's it going to do? Walk through an angel?
Right.
And so Balaam takes a stick, and he starts beating the donkey. And I'm not going to say rightfully so, because he shouldn't beat animals. Obviously, I'm not saying
Right.
that. But, like, you have to understand his frustration here.
Yeah. Pretty angry.
Like, if I were on a horse, and it just stopped moving, I'd get pretty angry too. But then, can you imagine being Balaam in this situation? Like, even if you're a prophet of the Lord and you've seen some weird stuff, all of a sudden your donkey, looks up at you, and there's an old show called Davy and Goliath. It was an old religious claymation show. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
I'm not, but okay.
Yeah, it was an old show, kind of like your VeggieTales, your 3-2-1 Penguins.
Okay.
It was the TV you watched if you were a sheltered, Christian
Right.
kid. And they did this thing with Balaam's donkey. And I guess they didn't read the scripture where it said the donkey was a girl, but it has this deep male voice. And in the show, it looks up at Balaam and goes, "Why are you beating me?" My family loves to quote it. But you can imagine how weird this was. Like, imagine you're at home and, you're yelling at your cat or something, and the cat looks at you and goes, "Yo, what's up? What are you doing?" "I'm just doing my thing." You'd be a little freaked out.
I mean, it doesn't say, I'm pretty sure in
Yeah.
Scripture, it just says, then Balaam replied. It isn't
Yeah,
he
that's
didn't
the weird
skip a
part.
beat. He's just like, he replied
He's
to
like,
the
"Oh, the donkey's talking? Cool, I'm going to talk back. You want to talk smack, donkey? Okay.
Let's
Here
go,
we
man. Let's go."
I mean, he just says, "You've made a mockery of me. You made me look silly, because you're just sitting down for no reason." I'm impressed that he was able to keep his cool. I mean, I probably would have been, in shock for
Yeah.
a little while. But they hold a conversation. And the donkey just reminds me, he's like, "Hey, man, am I not your donkey? Have I not been a great steed all these years?"
Except this one time, I mess up.
And it's funny, the donkey doesn't just tell him, hey, there was an angel in the path.
Yeah.
He's just like, hey, what's up with the beating, man? Maybe my guess would be that the donkey didn't know that Balaam couldn't see the angel.
Okay.
So the donkey's just thinking, like,
Yeah.
he knows there's an angel there and he's still smacking me. Because he doesn't say, like, hey, look, there's an angel right there. I'm not going to go through it. He just says, hey, what's up with the beating, man? Not nice. Don't like it. Stop it. And I also like that you can tell Balaam's I think he's ashamed here, because am I not your donkey on which you have ridden all your life to this day? Have I ever been accustomed to do so to you? Meaning, have I ever done this to you before? And Balaam just goes, no. Like, he's probably shaking his head like, no, you haven't, I guess. You're a nice donkey. You're great. And then, the angel appears to Balaam. And you can imagine what Balaam's feeling at this point. He's probably thinking like, oh, like that moment of the light bulb.
Symbolism!
He goes, oh, wait, that's why you weren't moving. The donkey's probably like, yeah, man. Now, here's the question. Do you think the donkey could still speak, or is that a one-time thing?
I think it was a one-time thing. There's no way that donkey can keep speaking.
I mean, it doesn't say. I don't think. Let me check. Nope. I want to say it just kept on speaking.
That'd be
It
nice
probably
to think
didn't,
about it.
But that'd be fun.
It would be fun.
Imagine Balaam shows up anywhere and the donkey's like, yo, what's up?
Hey.
Hey. It's just like, that's where, the donkey from Shrek came from. It was after Balaam got too old. The donkey wandered off right into the events of Shrek 1.
Yeah, it just lived happily ever after, forever.
Until it died.
Eventually. Okay, so now our next segment, but first,
Our
sponsor.
random possible sponsor. I got a good one for you this week.
Alright, what's the good one?
Now, you know me. I am normally against Christmas things in November. But because this is our last show, I've taken up the stance of the university and decided, you know what? I'll give in just a little. And that means our sponsor this week is Spangler Candy.
What?
The largest producer of candy canes in the United States.
Oh, okay.
The largest producer.
Tell you what, Spangler, is that what it is?
Spangler Candy.
Spangler Candy. If you sponsor us, I'll change the show colors to red and yellow. Sorry, red and white.
Red, yellow? What kind of candy canes are you eating?
Red and white, sorry. I'll change our colors to red and white and make it swirly.
And
like candy canes.
I will sharpen so many candy canes.
Why would you do that?
You've never sharpened a candy cane?
No, I eat them like a normal person.
You've never sharpened them into a spike?
No.
Well, I'm going to educate you.
What? Why would you do that?
Yeah, you can, suck on the candy
Oh,
cane
no,
in such a way
I
it
believe
turns into
you.
a spike.
I believe you, and I've seen it done.
It's fun. My friends used to do it with popsicles at school. My one friend made it so sharp he, cut his tongue.
But
he's weird.
Why?
Because why not? I mean...
I just want to enjoy a candy cane.
You can. It still tastes good whether or not it's a spike.
Yeah, but you're... okay.
That's a debate for another time.
What? Okay, fine.
I'm going to teach Eddie how to make spikes out of candy canes.
Which segues us greatly into our B movie of the night. Into our segment, they're called B movies for a reason.
Now this is again a case, you're all welcome, I segmented my one rule and picked a Christmas movie.
Which I appreciate. I thank you.
And that Christmas movie was Santa Jaws.
Dun, dun, dun!
Now, I'd also like to point out, this is the first time we've done a shark movie on this. I've been avoiding shark movies, too. But when I saw Santa Jaws, it was just too perfect.
Yeah, it fit.
So.
And it's just like 2020. Trash.
Wow. I wouldn't call it trash.
It's not complete trash. There's some good things about it, but...
There are, I would say, a lot of good things.
But it was not a good movie. But anyways...
I mean, it's a B movie for a reason.
That's true. So this movie's like an hour and 30 minutes long. There are no end scene credits, I made sure.
Oh, good.
And
it felt a lot longer than that, honestly.
It dragged.
When I watched it
dragged.
I was like, okay, we're almost done. They're fighting the shark. And I'm like, oh, I've still got half an hour left in this movie. Okay. That happened.
I thought it was I was almost done 30 minutes through the movie, and I checked and I was like, oh, snap. This is going to take a while. So anyways, I'm not going to... it introduces to this kid who loves drawing, which
he's a comic book artist.
I had a really hard time remembering and figuring out names for these people.
Yeah,
Because they
definitely.
barely mention any
There
names.
are a couple I could remember, and that is Uncle Max, the yacht owner.
I thought his name was Fred.
No, it was Max.
Was
They
it?
said it a lot near the end
Okay.
for reasons we won't spoil.
Okay.
And the grandpa whose name was
I don't even know the grandpa's name.
Papa, I think they called him.
That's a nickname.
Yeah, but they never mentioned his real name. They just called him that the whole time.
There's only one character that I remember the name of for the whole movie, and that's Clark.
Well, what about Santa Jaws? That's the name of the character.
Well, I mean, that's true. You remember Santa John. Oh my
Wait, which one was
gosh.
Clark?
That's the comic book shop owner.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
right.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I got that name right.
Okay, so basic
Yeah,
plot
Clark,
of this movie.
okay.
Basic plot of this movie is young Colin.
I don't remember his name. I don't remember most of the people's names.
Colin.
It's just
I'm going to call him Colin because I remember them saying that a lot. I think. So young
Okay.
Colin, I'd say we'll put him 12 years old.
yeah, middle school.
Yeah, so 12, maybe let's go with 14 or 15 at the
Okay.
max. So young Colin and his friend, whose name I do not remember, but is basically your typical comic relief. Think Ned from the Spider-Man movies. but
That's
younger.
exactly what I was thinking.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So these two are comic book artists. His friend is a writer, and Colin is the artist. And he's a really good artist
Illustrator,
for being 15.
yeah.
Illustrator, yeah. And they've made this comic called Santa Jaws, in which a shark gains Christmassy powers by getting wrapped up in Christmas lights and a hat on his dorsal fin. And so the movie starts with them in a comic book shop just introducing their
Yeah.
comic to Clark, the comic book store owner, who's starts off as a good character and later on just gets kind of weird.
It was weird.
So anyways, he
It
goes
was
home
weird.
where his family starts showing up for
It's
their
Christmas
annual
time.
Christmas time
Yeah.
reunion. And it's Colin's mom and dad, whose names I don't remember, but they were okay characters. Papa the grandpa, he doesn't have a name, he's just Papa, who's a fun character.
Best character in the entire
He's
movie.
eccentric, he's just fun.
He's the grandpa that everyone wishes they had.
Yeah, he makes his
Great
own
guy.
eggnog. He takes his grandsons fishing. I mean, he's just a happy guy. He's never
Yeah.
unhappy. So then there's Colin's uncle Max,
I thought it was with an F, but okay. We'll go
Max.
with Max. We'll go with Max.
who is your typical rich businessman who owns
Yes.
a yacht. You can't see my quotation marks. Owns a yacht and has a really dumb blonde girlfriend.
Wife. They got married.
Wife? Did
yeah, they
they?
got married. They mentioned at the beginning
No.
because they had like a week's notice and it was in like Bermuda or
Oh
something.
yeah. Okay, so this movie plays on the stereotype of dumb blonde. So if you're against that stereotype, don't
Don't
watch
watch
this
this
movie
movie.
because it is in and out the stereotypical dumb blonde character.
Oh,
you know,
boy.
and that's
Yeah.
that's becoming a trope. You know, rich business owner marries a dumb
That's
blonde.
been a trope for like forever.
Yeah. So I don't remember her name either. I want to say it was like Sarah.
I don't. This movie is so bad. It barely mentioned names more than once.
And then Colin's younger or older brother Josh. His name was Josh. I remember that one.
Okay.
So they're all just hanging out at Christmas time, and it's your typical, everyone's just happy to be there.
For the most part.
And then Colin's mom gets a phone call that he'd made this really terrible, illustration of their principal, I think.
Yeah, it was our principal.
It was a political art piece about school uniforms.
Yes.
And they go into this ridiculously bad dialogue. The whole movie, dialogue was terrible.
Pretty
Like,
bad.
a
Well,
5-year-old could have written this. There
It
were some
wasn't
good
that bad.
moments.
It wasn't that bad. It was bad in some cases, but I didn't think it was
Yeah, okay.
horrible.
Most of the film.
It was more the acting that got me.
Most of the film felt like the dialogue was written by 5-year-olds with a crayon.
Okay.
I'm confident in saying that. So he gets grounded for making this art piece, and he goes into his room, and he finds a present from his grandpa that allows him. It's a new pen. It's a fancy pen. They don't tell you what it
Yes.
is. I'm just gonna talk about the whole plot because
No, we don't have that much time. 'Cause
Yeah,
we have to
you're
get
right.
at a point. So we'll
anyways-
do no spoilers.
we can kind of talk about the fact because it's in the trailer. The pen is a magic pen, and it brings whatever he draws to life. That's in the description.
Yes,
of the
and then he doesn't know this, so he traces Santa Jaws, and therefore Santa Jaws comes to life and terrorizes Port Richey, I think it is.
just starts killing people. Yeah, something
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
funny, because my grandmother lives in Port Richey in
Really?
Florida.
Dude, you
I
should
didn't realize
visit
that
her
until now.
sometime, and then just see the sights. Go see where this movie was filmed.
They don't mention where this movie's filmed at, where it takes place anyway.
That's
You can
a good
guess
point.
it's in the South, because of, like, there's crocodiles, there's, like, swamp
Yeah.
trees and stuff. So you can assume it's, like,
So anyways,
the South there.
the
so.
shark starts killing people. And the only thing I'll say is don't get attached to anyone. That's not a spoiler. Just don't get attached to anyone.
But, like,
I was surprised.
it's okay then. Like, this movie hurts.
That
to
ending
watch.
hurt me.
It hurt. It was not a good
As much as I
ending.
didn't want it, as much as I wanted something like that to happen, I also didn't. I wanted it to be real.
I didn't like the ending.
But, like...
I just didn't like it at all. It was horrible. It was unsatisfactory. It was awful.
So... let's talk about some of the good things. Let's give this movie its due credit.
We do only have a couple
Cinematography.
minutes, so let's get it. Yeah, cinematography's good.
Cinematography
good.
is fantastic.
Good quality,
Mhm.
overall good shots.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. They know what they were doing in those regards.
Other than that,
The acting sucked.
Yeah,
The CGI of the shark wasn't awful. It was okay.
it was just okay.
It was okay. It wasn't horrible. It was
Yeah.
okay. Better than the donuts in Attack of the Killer Donuts. I'll say that much.
The humor in this was only funny in the absurdism. Like, not a spoiler, there's a scene where the parents go out to start looking for the shark or their kids, and the dad grabs this huge rifle,
Yeah.
and at one point they go into the comic book store to try to find their kids, and the comic book store owner, Clark, is just being, not helpful. So the wife just takes the gun and points it at him. Like, it was absurdism that made it kind of funny.
Yeah, and the fact
Other
that
than
these
that.
parents are going out looking for their kids while also trying to kill a Christmas. The whole thing's absurd, and you laugh at it, but the actual humor wasn't all that great. And the
Yeah.
puns, oh my gosh. Listen, I can appreciate a pun, and even like the puns are so bad that they're good, but these puns were just bad. Like they
What
weren't
was
even
the first
funny.
one? There was one in the very beginning, and I meant to write it down, and I didn't. With Evil Santa in the beginning, like comic book
They were just all
sequence.
bad.
It was a really
sucks.
good Christmas themed pun. I'm bummed I can't remember it.
It was so bad. Like
But
the humor's just not good.
The swearing subversion was also great.
The what?
He calls the shark a son of a fish.
Oh yeah.
Great times. I mean,
It was awful. The humor was just bad.
yeah. So there's not much good to give it, and in our last few moments, let's give it some bad. The plot was bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a family friendly film.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, family friendly. There's barely any gore. The closest you get, like the model lady, she goes into like a bikini at one
In
point.
December, when everyone's wearing sweaters,
But
and
it's
it
like
makes
in
no
Florida.
sense.
It's like the South. Like,
But
it's
everyone's
warm.
wearing sweaters.
Yeah, but if you're from the north and you're used to like really cold weather, and you go down to Florida where it's like 70, 60 degrees, it's good.
That's fair.
Trust me, I've done it before. I've
That's
been to
fair.
Florida in the winter. It's not bad.
So, anyways,
Yeah,
it's a family-friendly film, and would I recommend it? If you're looking for a bad movie, sure. If you're looking for a good movie, no. But I
No.
can't say I don't recommend it.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I wouldn't recommend it
I
as
would
much
not
as The
recommend it.
Selling. But if you're
No.
looking for
Oh, so The Selling was our movie last week, by the way. I'm
Oh,
sorry
yeah,
if you
sorry,
missed
I
that.
forgot I forgot
That
we
was a
lost
great
that.
movie, by the way. So
Yeah.
go see The Selling. It's about basically these realtors trying to sell a haunted house and try and cure it.
Have you
of
ever seen the
haunting.
movie Mouse Hunt?
It's really funny. No, I've not.
Okay, never mind.
It's a really
like
good
Mouse
movie,
Hunt.
though.
It is.
I would definitely go watch it. So let's give our final rankings. Throw Santa Jaws into our list. You want to go?
Yeah, let me look at my list. real
Okay,
quick,
I'll go
I
quick
have
because
it
I'm
written
pretty
down.
sure I have my memory. So Velocipaster, Spaghetti Man, Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter,
Mhm.
The Selling, Moose, Guns of the Apocalypse. I feel like I'm forgetting one. I don't think I am.
Thumb Wars.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Moose, Thumb Wars, Santa Jaws, Helen Keller, Attack of the Killer Donuts. I think
Okay.
I got all 9. Did I
So
get it?
for me,
Did I get them all?
Kind of was. I was looking at my
Okay,
list.
Velocipaster, Spaghetti Man, Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter, The Selling, Moose, Thumb Wars, Guns of the Apocalypse, Santa Jaws, Helen Keller, Attack of the Killer Donuts.
Yeah, you got them. All.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm gonna put my ranking: Velocipaster, Vampire Hunter, The Selling, Thumb Wars, Moose, Helen Keller, Santa Jaws. No, wait, no. Spaghetti Man, Santa Jaws, Guns of the Apocalypse, Attack of the Donuts.
Okay.
I only rank Helen Keller above it because the humor still. I love the humor.
The humor was great in Helen Keller. Just I can't recommend people watching it
I
'cause it's
don't
so
either,
raunchy.
but just the humor made it rank above Santa Jaws.
Yeah, and again, I would agree with you. It's just the raunchy I can't get past.
That's fair.
And like it just yeah, I just can't recommend it because of that. So that is it, everyone. The last show of the semester.
It was a good run. I
It
mean,
was-
we'll be back.
Yeah, we're
It's not
coming
like
back.
we're dying or anything, and we'll be here
Yeah.
over break, probably reviewing Star Wars films. We'll get back.
Yeah,
to
that's
you on
not a bad
that.
idea. Well, maybe we can do 2. We'll aim for 1, and then we'll
Yeah.
go for 2 if we can make it. But we'll keep you updated on Instagram and Facebook, so make sure to follow us on there.
Or you'll miss it.
Look,
Not
if
our
you-
fault.
Yeah, if you want to re-listen to this, go on YouTube. And for those that are listening to YouTube, thanks for watching. Or watching.
Watching.
Listen, yeah.
Watching with your ear. Thank you for watching with your ears.
I wanted the autopilot mode there. Yeah, thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. And thank you to everyone that's kept with us this entire semester throughout all of its issues. You
guys are great.
Yeah, I can't believe the recording's been that bad and inconsistent, but thank you so much. You've been great. Shaner, I think you know how we end the show.
Ho, 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 you son of a fish.
Oh, really?
That's what I went with.
Oh, I thought it was going to be the, something about children. What was it?
Oh, yeah. Murdering children is bad.
Yes, murdering children is bad. And ho,
Remember
ho, ho,
that, and your life will be fine. Ho, 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 you son of
love
a fish.
Good night, everyone.
Peace out.